Hey, what's up guys? Totally Dubbed here, and today I'm giving you my opinions on the recent, or should I say, today's release of the Galaxy S4. So I'm trying to keep you entertained, and I've got like a shirt which is moving with sounds, as you can see, so just in case you get bored. It's kind of broken, but anyway. So I've got the Galaxy S3 in my hands, obviously. I haven't got the Galaxy S4, but the Galaxy S4 got released just today. I just finished the video of the live stream from Samsung. Gotta say, the presentation was quite New Yorkan. It was like Broadway show. It looked quite nice, and it's a nice take by Samsung to make it a bit more lively, a bit more interesting for people to watch. So I've got the specs in front of me. This is taken from the Telegraph. I'll link down in the description below. So it's a 5-inch Full HD Super AMOLED display at 441 ppi. Now, just to give you an idea, this is a 4.8-inch screen, the Samsung Galaxy S3. However, the dimensions of the S4 haven't really changed. So that's quite good. So it's the still same size in terms of in your hand, but the size of the screen is increased. I guess it's gone longer. I guess they're taking off from the iPhone 5 of going longer, harder and better. Yeah, anyway. So the S4 looks quite interesting in terms of that. So in that respect, it's same size, but a 5-inch display screen. Full HD means that it's a full 1080p screen. This had a 720p screen, so it's a Super AMOLED screen still, which is quite good. However, you might experience that blue tint that Super AMOLED screens have. The battery is 2600 milliamps. Now the S3 had 2100 milliamps. However, that might seem interesting to some, but in my opinion isn't when I'm going to tell you the other specs. Now the memory is 2 GB of RAM, which is very impressive. Although the LTE version of the S3 has 2 GB of RAM. The camera has got 13 megapixel back-facing camera and a front-facing 2 megapixel camera, which is nice. This one had an 8 megapixel back camera and 1.9, I think, in the front. So nothing too special there. It's also a 1080p recording, which is quite nice. It's also, the colours which are available at the moment will be white and black, which unlike the S3 was white and blue. The blue version pictured over here with a skin at the back. Now, what's quite interesting is its processor. Now, the processor is an 8-core processor. This had a quad-core processor. Now, when this came out on the market, I bought it because I wanted a new phone rather than because I needed new specs. Now, I've got to say, I always have this phone on power saving mode, as you can see right here. Rarely do I get it off power saving mode, simply because I don't use quad-core processing power. I've got a quad-core in my computer, which is an i7-3770K, and I use a quad-core for it, and you know, when I game and stuff, that's fine. But for a phone, a dual-core is much more than you need, and a quad-core was definitely overkill. Now, 8-core for a phone? God, I don't know what Samsung were thinking, but I guess it's all about specs. When they release something new, they don't want to disappoint people, so they bring an 8-core. Now the thing which gets me with an 8-core is that usually with the more cores you have, the more power it's going to use, and therefore the more power draw it's going to have. Especially when you have a better camera in there and whatnot, it might have more power consumption. I know when technology moves on, power consumption reduces, generally speaking. Therefore, you know, like, newer processors are much more efficient than older processors. But what I'm trying to say is that battery going to be enough to power 8 cores for a full day of usage? Now, the features that I had on the S4, that when I looked at it, they seem pretty cool, but they all seem pretty much software based. By that I mean the dual camera design, that when they have a back camera and you can have someone watching your back camera on a video call but looking at your front camera as well. Seems pretty cool, and it definitely is, although I don't see myself using it. Maybe 1 or 2 occasions on Skype in the last year have I ever had to try and want to show that, but even then with a touch of a button I just flip the camera. But anyway, That's all software implementation. The things that they said about moving your palm and stuff, they're kind of integrated from the S3 and basically developed better for the S4. Now, will we be seeing stuff like that for the S3? I don't know. But do I really care? Not really, because with XDA developers, you can pretty much get a port from a goddamn, I don't know, Nokia 3310 and have a Jelly Bean running on it. Not exactly, I'm just exaggerating, by the way. But things like that are possible. Software implementations are quite easily ported across. Of course, they're not stock, so I can't really speak on that. But for us people out there which like flashing ROMs and flashing kernels out there, the Galaxy S4 seems quite cool, but I don't know if I mean, I'm not going to buy it, just simply on the principle of I don't need a new phone, but also I don't need 8 cores of processing power in my phone, which might potentially suck up battery power. Now, I say potentially. I want to say potentially because I don't know that for the S4, but I can definitely tell you for the S3, when I get power saving off, battery drains really quickly, but when I have power saving on, battery life is quite good. Battery life, in my opinion, is better than the S1, which was using only a single core processor. So yes, the S3 does use a lot of power when it's on quad core, and when it's on power saving mode, basically it shuts off one of the cores and limits the third core, and the 2 cores are basically used. In reality, power saving is another word of dual core. In brackets, right? I'm not specifying exact specs and stuff like that, but that's basically the principle of it. You can monitor it when you turn on power saving mode. You'll be able to see that you know, via certain apps out there. So that's the principle of the Galaxy S4. Now the Galaxy S4 has 8 cores in there, therefore maybe when power savings mode is enabled, it's going to go to the Galaxy S4 terms of battery life without power saving. So hopefully I'm making sense. If not, just post them in the comments. But what I'm trying to say is the battery life might be affected, and it probably will be affected because the higher processing cores inside it. Now the extra RAM is good, although I've never really seen the need for extra RAM, although 2 GB of RAM is definitely an industry standard at the moment for phones, and I definitely think 2 GB RAM is something that's definitely needed. As I said, the 8 cores are a bit overkill. The 30 megapixel camera, huge props to them. I love that because you can't be really limited to 8 megapixel. It'll be nice to have 13 megapixel. But as some people realize with the S3, it's not all about the megapixel. Megapixels don't really mean that much of things. Of course, you get a better resolution of the picture, but for example, there was extensive tests about low light conditions of the S3 versus the S2, and the S2 basically came out on top. Do I really care about low light? Not really, because if it's low light, I turn on the flash. But just to give you an idea, megapixels aren't everything. So until there's tests out there and pictures and comparisons, then you can really judge, is 13 megapixel really good. Now, point of this video is not to critique the S4 and the S4 specs. It's more the point of my opinions and my take on the S4, what I think of it. You know, the resolution of the screen and the screen alone, if you want to buy a phone and the price is about £150 difference, I think, between the S3 and the S4's potential price tag, which is about 500 quid, and this is about 350, I would definitely go for an S4. It's almost a no-brainer for me because you get so many more specifications in there. But right now, if you have an S3 and you want to upgrade to an S4, is it worth it? In my humble opinion, I would say no. It doesn't seem like it's a worthy phone that you would need and you would want in your life. Granted, it seems like a great phone, but I don't think I will be getting it, put it that way. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this light show and me rambling around about the S4. But I just thought to share my opinions with you today. Today is the 15th of March, 2013, and it's 20 minutes past midnight right now. So just thought to give you a timestamp on when this video is actually made. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you a little bit of more information. I'll try and link down in the description some links to reliable sources, not rumor sources, like reliable sources. As the S4 is now released, all the rumors can be basically quelled with actual specifications, and the specifications that I listed with you are genuine specifications of the phone. If I got anything wrong, please do specify that in the comments, but I don't think I got anything wrong in what I've said. As I said, there's new features which are included which I haven't gone into greater depth in, just because I personally don't really care about them because they're all software implementations, and for me a phone is all about hardware. Software plays a huge part, but when you've got people like developers on XDA which can port across ROMs, make ROMs, make kernels, actually implement better kernels than Samsung do, might I say, then I don't really care about software, personally. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. Bye bye.